Hi friends, it's your buddy Matt, the global ergonomist and ergo coach. Welcome to another great Strong QiGong class. This one is one of our stance classes, and what we wound up doing was working on single leg stance. So we brought in some of our classics that we do regularly on our class and lined them all up. We started with rooster stands on one leg. Then we moved to the high kick with heel. From there, we went to crane spreads its wings and what we call the Shaolin bucket hold after that. And we finished up with a classic called the Shaolin punch. And it's a version we borrowed from Shaolin Temple Europe. We highly recommend their page. Check them out and follow along with their great teachings as well. So I hope you enjoy what follows and stay tuned. Be sure to check that like button and that notification bell and join us here regularly for Strong QiGong. Let's begin as always with our breath work. Take a deep breath in, let your head float like a balloon, and then take long, slow, deep, silent breaths. Allow yourself to let your diaphragm rise and fall and slow it down. And as you do, if you're comfortable doing so, you might invite your eyes to close so that you can focus your mind a little more sharply. And as you do, extend every exhale. Use those floating bottom ribs, 11 and 12, to squeeze a tiny bit more air out of those lower lobes in your lungs with every extended exhale. And then notice the deep ensuing inhale through your nose that follows. So extend every exhale and then deepen every inhale by extending every exhale. As you do so, use your mind's eye to begin to focus on the fleeting moment where that out-breath changes to the in-breath, and then find the fleeting moment, or at least search for the fleeting moment, where your in-breath changes to your out-breath. And continue to use that searching for those two fleeting moments. We call that the poles of the breath. You can imagine it's two sides, two edges on a beautiful heirloom samurai sword, and you're simply sharpening your mind on the stone of the breath, using your inhale, transitioning to your outhale, using your exhale, transitioning to your inhale, and focusing on that edge, sharpening it on the stone of the breath. Such a beautiful, useful tool you can use anywhere. And after a couple of more long, slow, deep, silent breaths, invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Now we'll start our warm-ups from head to toe. We'll begin with yoga neck roll. That deep inhale, the head floats like a balloon. As we exhale, we let the air out of the balloon, pursing our lips, dropping our chin to our chest. When we inhale again, we inhale and sweep ear past shoulder. Exhale, sweep across chest. Inhale, ear past shoulder. Exhale, sweeping across, inhaling, and going from side to side, making a big letter U with the head. As we rock from side to side, getting our movement calibrated with our breath, which is the key to Tai Chi, QiGong, and the Shaolin martial arts. Beautifully done. Rocking from side to side. On your next exhale, you can invite your chin to pause in your chest, and then inhale back up. Right as we work into our shoulder girdles, we loop our shoulder girdles upward, and we bring them around backward and squeeze them down. And that with each inhale, we loop forward and upward. With each exhale, we squeeze backward and downward. And we wake up an area between our shoulder blades, known lovingly as the Da Jue point in the ancient Asian literature. This is where energy is stored, and we often feel it when it gets blocked. This is in part of the body that sometimes tightens up on us. And whenever we notice that, we point to it, we realize that is a stress point. We're usually under some sort of cognitive or emotional stress that stores in different parts of the body. This is one of those parts of the body. So whenever you notice that, just do this breath roll. We call these Da Jue rolls. Really squeeze out the tension between the shoulder blades. It's a beautiful technique. After one or two more, you can relax your shoulders. Turn your eyes towards one hand and begin to scoop and toss behind you from side to side. Scooping with palm up and tossing with palm down, getting the arms involved. Just looping and scooping. Any repetitive motion we know in the Shaolin martial arts and the Taoist martial arts and the ancient Asian literature is known as silk reeling. It's like a calisthenic. And that's what we're doing here. We call this windmills, but that's just a name we apply to it. But it's silk reeling. Now that you've got these big loops happening in your hands and arms, bring those loops up your arms and into your shoulder girdles and just keep the loops going, but big backward loops from side to side. Noticing your shift in weight and your turn in trunk. Beautifully done. As we loop side to side, we're working our way down our thoracic spine and our lower respiratory sinus. So we can go right into the ragdoll, or the constant bear was what one of my teachers called it. You can simply rock from side to side, shifting weight, turning trunk, let those arms flail from the body. From ragdoll, we go into the pellet drum. So you begin to use this momentum of your trunk and the flailing arms, and you just start to tap the top of the opposite shoulder and the low back. Depending on how much stimulation you want today, you're in control. You can slap sharply or tap lightly. After you've done the top of the shoulder, you simply work to the top of the chest, up around the collarbone where it's safe to give yourself a sharp slap or tap. And after you've done the top of the chest, you drop to the bottom of the rib cage, those floating ribs we were talking about. Beautifully done. And once you've gone to the bottom of the rib cage, you go to the hip. Again, you shift weight from side to side, turning trunk, using momentum. And we've got the upper half of the body warmed up. We'll work to the bottom half. Your hands can float to your hips. Make big looping circles. Call these hula hoops. We call these stirring the bowl. We get that lower dantian moving. This is a great one to do anytime during the day too. Whichever direction you chose, you simply pause and then you loop in the opposite direction. Big looping circles. Well done. Now we unwound what we wound. We'll settle into the middle. We'll step out into a little wider stance for a couple of the mabu or horse riding stance exercises. First is great bear swings. We take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we turn our trunk, drop down. As we inhale, we turn trunk, rise and pause. Exhale, turn trunk, drop down. Inhale, rise and pause, and go from side to side. And as you do, focus your attention on your lower dantian, below your belly button. Feel the shift from one hip to the other. Feel that power in your stance. Beautifully done. As you rock from side to side, on your next one, remain in horse stance as you pause in the middle. Inhale your trunk back upright. And before we leave horse stance, let's do a little shifting weight on a figure eight. Simply rock from side to side and feel that little swivel in the hips as you change direction. Get that little shifting of the hips going. This is a very good form because this is how we move from our lower dantian, keeping our 3 dantian over the other right on line. So beautifully done. And now you can settle in the middle, bring your feet back in, and we'll just finish up with the hands and feet. We'll shift weight first to one foot, raise the opposite heel, do a few loops inward. After a few loops inward, a few loops outward. Then take weight through that foot, raise the heel, loop inward. After some inward loops, a few outward loops. And then settle in the middle, gently clasp the hands, and do a few wrist rolls, just so we can complete the entire body. In whichever direction you chose, loop in the opposite. We're ready to get started, so allow your hands to settle down and begin QiGong breathing. Inhaling palms up towards the heart center, exhaling palms down towards the lap, and continuing in this manner. Palms always leading. Inhaling palms towards heart, exhaling palms towards lap, as we use this powerful visualization to get our minds right for everything that follows. If you can do so comfortably with eyes closed, you might invite your eyes to close so you can use the full power of your own personal visualization, imagination, and concentration. As you inhale, palms up, you imagine a glowing mist starting in the core of the earth, rising through the soles of your feet, through your inner body to collect in your upper dantian, in your mind's eye. As you exhale and your palms melt back down, you imagine that glowing mist has formed a glowing cloud. That glowing cloud has formed a glowing rain. And that glowing rain washes through your inner body, through the soles of your feet, and back into the earth. So this visualization is a cleansing of the inner body, a classic QiGong visualization. With every inhale, as the palms float upward, a glowing mist follows it. With every exhale, as the palms melt downward, a glowing rain follows it, cleansing your inner body, breathing into and out of the earth. Beautifully done. When your hands rise again, invite them to pause at heart height in a hugging stance we know lovingly as stand like tree. This is where we take inventory of our alignment. So with long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and heavy tail melt downward. Between them, our string of pearls stretches. That's known as the spine in the ancient Asian literature. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one, and our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak. As we do so, our three dantian, our three energy centers, are resting perfectly on one another, as if we gathered three smooth river rods and balanced them perfectly on life's river's edge. With soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of our warm-ups from head to toe, from the yoga neck roll where we started, through the Daj Wei rolls, and through the pellet drum and the ragdoll, down into stirring the bowl and the great bear swings. We see it and feel it course through us. This is Qi energy. As we do so, we begin to invite our hands to make a slow journey downward. They cross the thumbs over the belly button, and our folded fingers rest below, the area we know lovingly as the cauldron of the body, the lower dantian. Using the power of our own visualization, imagination, and concentration, we focus our exhale through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw. We blow on the embers of the cauldron of the body, and we delight in the growing, glowing light as the embers respond. With each deep ensuing inhale, we draw that light upward and outward. We begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the rib cage, and the respiratory sinus, we call it in the West. In the East, it is the middle dantian. As we blow on those embers, the same thing happens. They respond and grow brighter. And blowing on the embers of both the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body, we fill our inner galaxy with light. We spill beyond our inner galaxy, and we begin to blow and fill the space around us with light, warm, silken Qi energy. May your body stay strong. May your heart stay calm. And if your eyes are closed, enjoy it as your hands melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open. The butterfly might leave a flower. We're ready to begin. We step into the center of our little boat, and the hand on this side of the room or screen floats before the heart with a gentle fist. The hand on this side covers it, and together we take a deep breath in straight as we slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect. When we inhale ourselves back upright in gratitude for the tradition, as we exhale, our hands melt down. When we inhale again, we inhale them up overhead an inch apart. We slowly and deliberately exhale down our center line. This is centering the chi, where we begin and end every time together. We do one more, and this time we bring our palms together. As we slowly exhale only to our heart center, we're doing so in the manner of the Shaolin, and we do this because we borrow so much from them. We inhale with elbows rise and wrists straighten in gratitude. We exhale and our palms melt down. We're ready now to step out into our little boat. Find a comfortable stance that works for you and unlock your knees. Then inhale your palms up until they're an inch apart. Exhale down. This we know lovingly is sinking the chi. This is where we take inventory of our alignment, make sure those three smooth river rocks are resting perfectly on one another, balanced. So it's not a lot of movement in the trunk and the knees, only what you can comfortably tolerate, rising with each breath and falling with each breath. And today we're going to explore single leg stances. Don't let it scare you. Don't let it fool you. We're no judgment in Strong QiGong. We're doing this to practice, to keep ourselves mobile, flexible, and able to move through life comfortably and safely and peacefully. Beautifully done. So in a moment, the first single leg stance we'll explore will be one of our easier ones. The rooster stands on one leg. So in a moment, as your hands come up, I want you to pause with them out to the sides like this. Now we're going to bring the hand and foot on this side down to our center line, and then inhale them up. And then we'll exhale down and switch sides. Slowly, gracefully, rise with the breath, fall with the breath. It's okay if you're a little wobbly. That's all part of it. And as we discussed before this class, we're looking for transition anyway. So just make it smooth. And if you find yourself in the stance and a little wobbly, that's okay. Work on the transition, side to side. The rooster stands on one leg. Classic in Tai Chi. Beautifully done. Now on this next one, as you come out of it, find your center and sink your chi. Rise with the breath and fold with the breath. Beautifully. Keep going. Rising and falling. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to pause at the bottom and move into opening the doors. So pause, extended, inhale towards heart height and exhale back down and continue in this manner. This is opening the door. We know this is the first movement in many formal Tai Chi and Qigong routines. And the final movement in many of those routines is called closing the door. We're going to explore that in a moment. So when our hands rise again in a moment, at the very bottom, I'm going to ask you to cross your wrists with palms up and start taking 2 small circles with each hand. So when your hands drop again, cross wrists, palms up, and then make those 2 circles. Let your knees follow you as you rise and fall. So inhale, floating upward, exhale, melting downward. Now, this is closing the door. You'll see this at the end of formal Tai Chi and Qigong routines. For instance, in the Yang 24, there's 22 movements between opening the door and closing the door. So in a moment, we're going to use this looping of the hands and this rising of the breath and falling of the breath to shift weight over one foot and gently kick with the other foot. Now, this is called the high kick with heel. And when you watch the masters and the expert, they get their feet up above their head. We're not looking for anything like that. You can literally just tap your heel out and then switch to the other side. You don't have to worry about this being a high kick, but just do what feels comfortable, because we're going to transition between each side. So when you rise again, prepare yourself and shift weight over one foot and gently kick with the other foot, and then switch. And rise, inhale, exhale, and kick. And just do the best you can. Inhale, cross wrists, exhale, kick. Making these two circles, switching from one foot to the other. And again, don't focus on anything wobbly. Focus on the transition. Smoothly rise and kick and go from side to side. The high kick with heel. Beautifully done. On your next one, simply return to closing the door. Continue with both. Rise and fall. Beautifully done. Oh, it feels good. Inhale and rise, exhale and fall. When your hands drop again with cross wrists at the bottom like this, we're going to move into two sister movements. They're very close to one another. The only difference between them is hand position. In both cases, the hands will wind up at shoulder height, spread to the side, but they face different ways. We do different things with them. So prepare. In a moment, we're going to shift weight over one foot again. We're going to hold our palms open for the crane, spreads its wings, and then we'll drop and we'll switch from one side to the other. So prepare yourself. On your next inhale up, shift weight up like so, palms open, then exhale, cross wrists and switch. Inhale, palms open, exhale and switch. Side to side. Beautifully done. So this is one of the Badwa Jin. This is one of the 8 brocades, the crane, or crane spreads its wing. Now we can transition this into a Shaolin warm-up you'll see with Shaolin Temple Europe if you go on YouTube. It's one of their warm-ups. And all you do is you make 2 fists. Come up, hold the fist, drop and switch. Rise, fist, exhale down. Inhale and rise. Exhale and fall. We call it the Shaolin bucket hold. That's not its actual name. It's just to give an idea of what it looks like. Beautifully done, as if holding 2 buckets of grain or water. Balancing and shifting. Beautifully done. Now, on this next one, as we come out of it, we're going to finish up in the horse stance. So bring yourself out into a wider, lower stance. And this final one we'll do today is the Shaolin punch on one leg. So we're going to go from horse stance into a single leg stance, return to horse stance, single leg stance on the other side. And this is another one that's part of that same Shaolin series. So again, if any of this interests you, Shaolin Temple Europe has some great warm-ups on their YouTube page. And these last 2 The bucket hold we just did and the one we're about to do now are part of their warm-ups. So what we'll do is we'll make those gentle fists at our hips. We'll shift weight, bring in and stand. And then inhale to center and switch. Stand, that's it. Inhale to center, punch. Beautifully done. Inhale and punch as you exhale, side to side. So this is our stance class today. We did a whole bunch of single leg stances, stringing them together and seeing we can challenge our balance slowly, steadily. And if we get a little wobbly like I just did, it's part of the process. We realize we're challenging our balance each day as we breathe through our movements, inhaling to center, exhale to side. Well done. It's time to land this plane. So on this next one, pause in the middle, find your center, sink your chi. Exhale down. Inhale and rise. Exhale and fall. Continue. When your hands drop again, pause to open the door. Rise with the breath, fall with the breath. Beautifully done. And here's one we haven't done for a while. This is our QiGong move known as cleansing the heart. The next time your hands rise, spread them wide. Inhale them towards your heart as you sink down. Exhale, push out all the way. Then inhale and continue towards your heart. Exhale, push out and rise. And prepare yourself one final time, with eyes closed if you can tolerate it, to stand like tree, with long neck and light head floating upward. Our heavy shoulders and heavy tail melt downward. Our spine stretches between them in the string of pearls. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one, as our feet remain parallel in a firm, rooted stance. With soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, our three Dantian, our three energy centers rest comfortably on top of one another, as if we gathered three smooth river rocks and placed them carefully in balance on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath, soft gaze, and long neck, or eyes closed, we begin our hands, this gentle melting downward. The thumbs cross over the belly button, the folded fingers resting on the cauldron of the body as we take inventory of our alignment. Through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we blow on the embers, the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body again, and delight in the growing, glowing light. As we fill our inner galaxy with light, bathe the space around us, we draw the light upward and begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the mind. And through our mind's eye, we see the beautiful show of our own personal visualization, imagination, and concentration. We see and we feel the rooster stands on one leg, the high kick with heel, the crane spreads its wing, the Shaolin bucket hold, and the Shaolin punch. Enjoy the show. As your eyes remain closed, invite your hands to gently, slowly melt to your side as you blow on the embers of the cauldron of the mind, the cauldron of the heart, and the cauldron of the body, filling your inner galaxy with light, spilling beyond your inner galaxy, filling the space around you, filling beyond the space around you, filling the world around you, spilling beyond the world around you, and filling life itself around you. Light, warm, silken, friendly Qi energy. May your body stay strong. May your heart stay calm. May your mind stay sharp. And may your spirit stay free. Yi Dao, Qi Dao. And if eyes are closed, let them remain closed a moment longer until you feel ready to let them flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. We finish as always. We step into the center of our little boat. We inhale the hands up slowly and deliberately, an inch apart. Slowly and deliberately exhale them down, centering our Qi as promised at the beginning. The hand on this side makes the gentle fist. The hand on this side covers it. Together we take a deep breath in and straight. We slowly exhale and bow to one another. You give yourselves a round of applause for being this light you made in the world today. Thank you so much. Good boy, Buck. Good boy.